Hello everyone, welcome to Wordsmith with Us, put on by the Young Alberta Book Society with the support of the Rose Foundation. In this video, we are playing writing games, and my name is Jeanette Dover. I write young adult fantasy and science fiction, and I've written 2 books. The first one is called Finding Atlantis, and the second one is called Return to Atlantis. There will be a third book in the series, but I haven't written it yet. My careers as a social worker, fashion designer, accountant, and author show I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. It also shows I can be both creative and logical, sometimes strangely at the same time. We all have the ability to be creative. And creativity is a wonderful way to celebrate who we are. When we create, we plant ourselves in the moment and are captivated by what we're doing. It's a way to replace negative thoughts with positive action. Everyone is brimming with the imagination needed to be creative, but it often takes practice to find it and to put it into use. That's where playing games comes in. Today, we are playing with words to explore your creativity and exercise your imagination. For these games, you're going to need to stretch your imagination. And how do you stretch imagination, you might ask? I like to explain it by using the puzzle called Thinking Outside the Box. Here is a box created by 9 dots. Can you think of a way to connect all the dots without lifting your pen from the paper and only using 3 lines? It's a trick question, so I'll show you the answer. The answer shows that by going outside the box, we can find a way to solve the problem. That's what we're going to do today. Discover writing outside the box. The first game is creating a character. Let's start with positive characteristics. You're going to make a list of 5 numbers. On line 1, you'll put the number 1. On line 2, you'll put the number 2, all the way up to the number 5. It should look like this. Using the numbers 1 to 5, you're going to make a list of 5 positive characteristics to describe a character. A positive character trait might be kindness, or adventurous, or magical for a fantasy story. Try to think of other ones for your list. Before you start writing, take a deep breath in and slowly let the breath out through your mouth. Now let your imagination go wild and think of the most unusual positive characteristics. You may want to pause the video here to give yourself enough time to do the exercise. Now we'll do negative characteristics. You're going to make another list with the numbers 1 to 5. You might want to do your list this way. Using the numbers 1 to 5, you're going to write a list of 5 negative adjectives to describe a character. A negative character trait might be sneaky, or bossy, or mischievous. Try to think of other ones for your list. Again, before you start writing, take a deep breath in and slowly let the breath out through your mouth. Now let your imagination go wild and think of the most unusual negative characteristics. Again, you might want to pause the video. Now you have 2 lists of 5 character traits. You're going to ask a family member to pick 2 random numbers between the numbers 1 and 5. Circle the first number you're given on your positive characteristics list and the second number you're given on your negative characteristics list. You will use those traits to write a paragraph about your character. I used kindness and sneaky for my character traits. Here is my example paragraph. Adrian walked in the shadows. His long black coat and his dark hat pulled low on his forehead made him hard to see. He liked it that way. He had given the orphan Toya a home, and she was happy to get him the information he needed to enter the warehouse unnoticed. He punched the numbers on the keypad and opened the door. He could already imagine driving his new car. See how I showed he was sneaky and kind? For those of you who know about show don't tell, try to show your character traits instead of telling them. Now it's your turn to write a paragraph of 2 to 5 sentences. Choose any character name you want, describe what the character looks like, and use the 2 adjectives, 1 positive and 1 negative, to show what they are doing. You are going to use free flow writing for this section. The secret to free flow writing is write fast, don't stop writing, and do your thinking on the page. Don't be hard on yourself for being messy or sounding silly, and don't worry about your spelling. Have you ever heard a teacher say that? You may want to pause the video here to give yourself enough time to do the exercise. Now you have a messy first draft. You can edit later. The next game is 2 elements meet. Let's start with occupations. Make a list of the numbers 1 to 5, just like last time. We're going to make a list of 5 jobs people do. Here are some examples of occupations to get you thinking. Doctor, chef, musician, and prince. If you were writing fantasy or science fiction, the possibilities are literally out of this world. Try to come up with some uncommon occupations and remember to take a deep breath before you write your list. You may want to stop the video here. Now let's think of some settings. Make a new list, numbers 1 to 5. You could do your list this way. Here are some examples of settings to get you thinking. Cemetery, forest, cave, and the top of a tall mountain. Try to choose strange settings that none of your occupations would ever be in. Remember to take a deep breath before you write your list, and you may want to stop the video here. Now you have a list of occupations and a list of settings. You're going to ask a family member to give you 2 random numbers again. Circle the first number you were given on your occupation list. Circle the second number you're given on your settings list. I won't give you a sample paragraph this time. Write a paragraph, 2 to 5 sentences, about a person with the occupation and the setting you circled. Again, you're going to use free flow writing. Write fast, don't stop writing, do your thinking on the page, don't be hard on yourself for sounding silly or being messy, and don't worry about your spelling. You may want to pause the video here. Now you have a messy first draft you can edit later. Each exercise gave you a paragraph that you can combine to make a short story. Did you notice we did a couple of things that you might not do when you're writing? The first was that deep breath before writing your lists. For some people, the deep breath relaxes them, and it clears their mind too, allowing space for new ideas to pop into their head. Did that work for you? The second was free flow writing. That can accomplish the same thing as the deep breath. If this was your first time using free flow writing, it might have been hard for you to do. I know when I first did it, I thought it didn't work at all. But with practice, free flow writing helps you come up with new ideas when you can't think of anything to write. So now when writing seems hard, you can play games to explore your creativity and stretch your imagination. If you would like me to read your stories, or if you have any questions about what we've done, send an email to YoungAlbertaBookSociety@gmail.com by July 30th, 2020. And don't forget, check out all the great videos on the Young Alberta Book Society YouTube channel. And thank you to the Rose Foundation.